$100,000 is a lot of money virtually to anyone. Charlie Munger said it is the hardest to make. I was fortunate enough to hit that number in less than 2 years after graduating college, and I want to share that with you. So in today's agenda, first I'll be showing you where I keep my money and how I manage it. And then I will show you how my salary progressed over that time period to reach this milestone and my goals for the rest of 2023 and beyond. This is my Charles Schwab account, where I transfer money from my bank account to trade options and invest in stocks. Every month I save about $4,000, which is roughly half of my net salary, and I transfer it to my brokerage account. So while this is not exactly $100,000, keep in mind that this number does fluctuate as the value of stocks go up and down, and that it does not constitute the whole of my net worth, since I do keep some cash aside in my bank account as an emergency fund. I'm showing you this not to boast, but to validate the point I was making for transitioning into computer science. And it's also because I believe that being transparent with our numbers and finances should be normalized. It is just against the interests of corporations, but it is in our interest. So, this is how my salary progression looks like. During college, I made about $8,000 a month from an internship at Amazon as a software engineer. And my expenses were offset thanks to a $6,000 living stipend for a period of the whole internship, which was 12 weeks. My first job after college paid $115,000 per year, excluding bonuses and equity grants. And that salary was then raised to $120,000 after a few months, and then to $130,000 following additional few months. In my second and current job, my salary is about $136,000, excluding bonuses that usually amount to at least 10%, and equity grants, which value depends on the stock price of the company when it becomes public. As you can see, there is no investment in a surging cryptocurrency or an exceptionally well-performing stock. The stock market has actually been down for the most time that I was in it. So it primarily comes from landing a high-paying job and in saving a big portion of your salary. Now, by merely saving, I won't be able to substantially increase my cash flow. While trading options does provide some amount of it, it's not substantial. I make about $200 to $300 per week, and I keep it in the brokerage account. Which brings me to my goals for 2023 and beyond, which is pursuing high leverage activities, and one of them is building this YouTube channel. And even though there are many people who create YouTube channels, from what I've seen, those that have something interesting to share still grow and are not impeded by others that also join the platform. And let alone that it's not just the supply that is growing, but it's also the demand, especially with the younger generation that is much more on their phones with YouTube, TikTok, and so on. So just to share with you my thought process for doing this, this is not about diversifying. This is about leverage. Growing financially by being a salaried employee is almost always marginal. So jumping from $100,000, which is definitely a lot of money and it is a milestone, to becoming financially free through the growth of my salary will require me to save almost half of it for a very long period of time and let it compound. And this is in contrast to businesses, and as one example of them, a YouTube channel, which their growth could be exponential in their early years, and that renders them a high leverage activity. So with that, you might agree with me that diversifying in such case would actually hinder your growth rather than supercharge it, because instead of doubling down on the high leverage activity to reach the inflection point faster or to reap more rewards once it has been reached, you are delaying it. And this is somewhat analogous to a stock portfolio. When you diversify, it harms your performance. But in this case, there is a good reason to do so. And in addition, one of my goals for 2023 and beyond is to more systematically analyze stocks that seem underpriced, quote-unquote value investing, especially in the fintech world, which I have experience in, and therefore I do understand it somewhat better and more intuitively. And all of that to the end of being able to reap more rewards in the next boom period. Along with that, while trading options in 2023 yielded me decent results, I want to continue playing around with a simple strategy that I developed based on what I've seen others do and allow myself to trade with slightly larger volume. And that's going to be pretty much it. I hope you like this video and that you become more transparent with your financials among your group of friends, and I will see you soon in the next video. Peace.